At home with Lucas here. So today we're talking about Samsung ViewFinity 34-inch monitor. Yes, people, this is an ultra-wide monitor with a 21:9 aspect ratio. If you're like me and you're coming from a 16:9 monitor, you're definitely going to want to watch this video. These monitors have a slight learning curve, and you definitely need to know what they are before you buy them. This monitor has 1 billion different colors, so it has that Samsung panel that we've come to love. They make panels that we just cannot stop looking at. They're absolutely amazing. Not to mention the fact that it has a 100 hertz refresh rate, so you're going to be able to get into your gaming and not have all that lag. And it has the ability to go straight into gaming mode to give you that extra little boost, so you're going to be able to do your gaming and not worry. Not to mention the fact that it is a almost bezel-less display, so the bezels are very small around the edge. It's called borderless, which is really awesome. Also, it has AMD FreeSync, so if you're someone with an AMD graphics card in your computer, this monitor is the one for you. So it definitely doesn't look like a gaming monitor. It definitely doesn't look like something that's going to be super powerful, but it has a lot under the hood. So in this video, we're doing a hands-on with the box, quick unboxing and first impressions on said monitor. After that, I'm going to be putting this bad boy to the at-home Lucas test to figure out, is it something you should buy or maybe skip altogether? I'm here for you, so I don't have to waste your time buying and returning. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, let's go and walk around this bad boy right quick. So this is your giant 34-inch diagonal right here. Definitely like the fact that it has this premium metal bar right here running all the way down the front of it. And then you have their Samsung logo right there. And it looks like you have some buttons at the bottom here. They're right underneath the Samsung logo. Then it looks like you have all the standard ports back here: USB, HDMI 1, HDMI 2, DisplayPort, headphone jack, and then power. And then on the back here you have your ability to wall mount it, which is what I'm going to be doing. And then this is where the stand goes. Then you have their back Samsung logo right there. Okay, so first impressions, this is definitely as tall as one of my old school monitors I used to have back in the day. I think it was like 23 inches or something. So it seems like it's as tall as an old monitor. It's just twice as long. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this lays out. Okay, this is my current setup right here. This is my desk. It's not the tallest right here, this desk, so it's going to fit right in there perfectly. That's my 32-inch curve monitor. I'm going to be popping that out and wall mounting the new monitor right there. Okay, this is my wall mount right here. This thing goes on the back of your monitor or TV, and then it just slots right down into there. One thing I always do is get the cables all up here. That way I can just put the monitor right on the desk, plug it all in, and then mount it on the wall. Okay, so here's one of the benefits of the ultra wide. I have almost 3 full web pages open. They're opened enough to where I don't have to scroll right or left. I can just scroll down, which is really, really cool. So this ability right here is one of the biggest benefits of having your ultra wide. Traditional monitors would stop somewhere over here on the right side. You'd lose about that much over there, about 4 to 5 inches. So there you go. That is one of the biggest benefits, is the ability to open up 3 different web pages and basically multitask and do whatever you need to do without having too many problems. The only thing I don't like is on Windows, you can't snap these into place. So you can only snap 2 of them like this, but they don't give you the ability to snap 3 of them together. So I wish that they would update that at some point to give you the ability to have 3 snapped into place. I know on Chromebook or Chrome OS, they allow that. So definitely something that Windows could do to improve this. Okay, now let's talk about one of the drawbacks of having a monitor this wide. If you're used to going into full screen mode on YouTube, it's going to be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and click into full screen mode. And there you go. Most videos are shot in 16:9 aspect ratio. They're not shot in 21:9 aspect ratio. So you're going to be hard pressed to find a lot of YouTube videos that will go into that aspect ratio. And then if we jump into Netflix and we want to watch a movie, we'll go ahead and just click on this movie randomly. You can see that Netflix has understood that this is a 21:9 aspect ratio and adjusted it perfectly for this monitor, but it doesn't do that on every movie or TV show that you want to watch.
I told it. Yeah.
And so there you go. You have a 16:9, once again, black bars on either side. And then of course the same thing goes for movies. So if you download movies onto your computer, you have to download the ones that are 2160p. So you have to make sure that the file you're going to be able to download will be at 2160p. So here we go. This one right here, Thanksgiving Day or Thanksgiving. But one of the best parts of having a 21:9 monitor is the fact that when you go and load up a game, it's going to take advantage of this entire screen. So you're going to actually game a little bit better because you're getting that extra 3 inches on each side, basically. And it's something that once you start to use, you really start to rely on it, if you will. It's something that is really quite amazing. And when you go from gaming on a monitor like this to a regular 16:9 monitor or TV, you immediately notice you're not getting as much real estate. So it's something that is really interesting. And I've only ever had this happen when I went from a 42-inch TV to a 50-inch TV. That was the biggest gap in my brain ever, where when I went to a 50-inch TV and then went back to the 40-inch, I literally was like, I cannot watch anything on this. So this is going to change the way that you look at monitors for the better, really. It's something that is really, really cool, and definitely something that once you start getting into, you're going to realize it's actually quite amazing. So big thumbs up for gaming mode on this monitor. Okay, another thing I want to touch on is the 100 Hertz is not just for gaming, it's actually for just everyday use of this monitor. So as we're scrolling through here, it's running at 100 Hertz, and it's actually something that is quite noticeable. And when you go from this monitor to one that's only 59 to 60 Hertz, you're going to notice right away the difference. I noticed going from a old school 60 Hertz phone to a new Samsung phone with a high refresh rate, and it's not until you go back to your old phone that you actually see the difference. It's kind of surprising how much different it is than you would imagine. You think, oh, it's just a double the refresh rate. No, it is a huge difference. I'm trying to find a long page so I can scroll down a lot. Okay, here we go. So once everything refreshes, or loads, I should say. We're dealing with internet speeds right now, not with refresh rate. Once we go into here, so you can see that as I'm going up, it's completely catching everything as we're going down. So the refresh rate is kicking in and happening right in front of your eyes right here. This is the 100 Hertz right here happening, and it's absolutely amazing just for normal everyday use. And it's not like you're going to be going through web pages this quickly, but when you just go through web pages at a normal speed, it is happening right in front of your eyes. It's something that's really cool. So once again, once you get this monitor and you start to view it in the 100 Hertz, and then you go back to another monitor that's only 60, you're going to see the difference. It's quite shocking. Okay, I've been using this bad boy for long enough that I think I have a solid star rating. Let's just start off with the build quality. So this thing is built phenomenal. It's got solid metal all all the way around it. So it's going to last, it's going to hold up, and it's not going to have any problems with flexing or anything like that. So the build quality is phenomenal. The panel, of course, is an amazing Samsung panel, which we've all come to know and love. This thing really does kick butt. It's something that is going to give you all the bright colors and vivid darks that you want. It's going to give you everything that you need. The button pressing down here is actually really nice. I think it's way better than it being on the side. I always found when it was on the side, it was something that was just a little bit annoying, but right in the middle is perfect for wall mounting, of course. But you can go into here, you can adjust things on here. You can, of course, go into your picture-in-picture mode. So if you have a Fire Stick plugged into your HDMI port and then you have a display port go into your computer, you can do the two of them at once. It's really cool. Of course, you can go into eye care right here. And then, of course, you can go into here and adjust all of your different picture modes. I have it on custom right now. I found that to be the best, but cinema mode is actually phenomenal. If you watch the difference in the panel going from my custom mode to cinema mode, it is truly brighter and more vivid. And then you go into dynamic contrast and it's just a little bit darker and more dynamic. But I found dynamic contrast was a little bit too much for this panel. It doesn't need it. So I went into the custom mode, and this is my setting right here, which I found to be perfect. And then, of course, I always go into here and I set it to the fastest mode right here. So you definitely want to set that to the fastest. And then this is where you can go into gaming mode. You can turn it on to where it's always on, or you can just leave it on for your gaming, and then when the panel turns off, it'll shut off. But let's look at the difference. This is off and that's on. So very, very bright, very vivid right there. But definitely not something you need for everyday use. Okay, so panel is amazing. The ability to go into gaming mode and have the 100 Hertz is actually really, really cool. The 100 Hertz is phenomenal, and it's something that you actually have to go into the settings and make sure that it's turned on. So that's something that I found out. It's not going to be on by default. You have to go into advanced display settings, and you actually have to turn it on. So this is something that's really interesting. It's basically on default is 60 Hertz. And I'm going to revert back to 100. So you have to go into the setting, and this is something that is done through the Windows PC. So all in all, I'm going to give this thing a solid 4.9 star rating. I'm going to say it's probably not as good as some of the higher end ultra wides out there, but it's definitely something that you guys need to understand, that when you're buying an ultra wide, it is going to blow you away, and it's going to be something that is a little bit new, and it's going to be something that's going to be something you have to understand what it is before you really dive into it. I may not be an ultra wide for life. I may go back to the 16:9. I'm not sure. I think a big panel can basically give you a lot of what this is giving you, but if you are interested in having just more real estate on the left and the right side of the screen, this is the one to buy. It's a Samsung. You're not going to go wrong. Buy it. All right, there you go. That's the Samsung ViewFinity 34-inch monitor. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely click that like button. And if you want to join the Adam Lucas family and you want to be a part of this crew, hit that subscribe button. Every time I get a subscriber, I get a boost to make more and more videos. And it's because of you guys, I surpassed 8K. Yes, people, on my way to 10K, but I need your help. Yes, you right there. Tell your friends, tell your family, this guy's on YouTube. They should go subscribe and watch my channel. But as always, I thank you for watching each and every one of my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Last fun thing that I like to do personally is load up my YouTube over here. I put it into theater mode, so it's as wide as it possibly can go. So I get the maximum viewage right here, and then I can still give a thumbs up and whatnot down there, and then I can use a basically full web page over here where I don't have to do any crazy scrolling back and forth. So this is kind of my everyday layout. I can get a YouTube video going right here or whatever, and then I can do some web page searching over here. So this is just a fun thing that I like to do.